This is how I paint my RX 6700 XT from black to this new white. In this video, I'm going to show you how I painted my graphics card to match with my all-white PC build. First off, I removed the stickers that is on the GPU plate. Then I proceed to remove all the 8 screws that attach the plate to the PCB. After removing the plate, I then unscrew all the remaining screws that is on the board, which is a lot of screws holding on the PCB and the heatsink. After that, I remove the bracket. There are 5 screws holding the bracket with the rest of the GPU. Before pulling apart the board, I carefully detach the LED and the fan cables. After that's over, I then unscrew another 4 screws that is holding the heatsink and the GPU shroud. Then remove all the other screws and remove the part that I don't need to be painted. I also remove the fans as I will paint them later. I also label all the screws so that I don't lose them or screw in incorrectly later on. Before I paint, I make sure to tape all the parts that I don't need to be painted with a masking tape. As you can see, I cover the grey part, keeping some originality of my RX 6700 XT. Before painting, make sure to clean the surface with some isopropyl alcohol and with a clean cloth so that there's no residue will stick on once we paint the GPU. Here I'm using a spray can from Rust-Oleum, flat white. So far I can say this paint doesn't have a yellowish tint on it. I make sure to shake the can well and spray the parts with a light coat first. I make sure I took my time to spray paint and coat it evenly. I did about 5 coats to paint all of them, and I'm probably say I had satisfied the result. So in order to spray paint the fans, I use an A4 paper and cut a hole in the middle. Then I slid the fence into the hole, exposing only the front part. I also painted with a light coat and not a heavy coat, as heavy coat can drastically affect the thermal performance of the card. So off camera, I also painted the heatsink white using a high temperature spray paint, so that when I assemble back all the parts, all will be white. After all the parts have been dried, here are the results. Now, to put all the parts back together in reverse order. First, I will screw in the fans. Next, to put on the heatsink. Before screwing in the board, I clean up with some isopropyl alcohol. And repaste it with Arctic MX6 thermal paste. I also replaced all the thermal pads that are on the board, as the old ones are in bad condition. After that, I screw back the board. Then the last part will be screwing the plate on top of the board, and here are the final results. I couldn't be happier with the results, and finally, I don't need to buy a new white GPU as I'm already happy with my RX 6700 XT. So here are the thermals that I've recorded using the GPU, and what I can say, the temps are alright. At idle, the temps will go on about 36 to 40 degrees Celsius. While playing Black Myth Wukong, I got about 70 to 72 degrees Celsius and around 67 FPS. Finally, I have an all-white gaming PC without breaking the bank. If you want to see more of this type of content, feel free to like and subscribe. I may paint another GPU similar to this in the future. Thanks for watching.